I want you to close your eyes just for a few seconds. Now imagine this. What if you couldn't open them ever again? Have you ever thought about that? Not because of an accident, not because of some sudden illness, but simply because, day by day, little by little, the light inside your eyes is fading, and you don't even realize it. I've seen so many people walk into my office, not because their eyes hurt, but because one day, they suddenly couldn't clearly see the face of someone they love. A 78-year-old woman once said to me, "Doctor, I can still see, but I can't fully see my granddaughter's smile anymore. It's like it floats past me in a fog." I know that feeling. It's not just fear. It's a quiet kind of loss, slow, subtle but aching, and what pains me the most is knowing it can be prevented if we just understand where it begins. Deep inside your eye, behind the pupil, there's a paper-thin layer of tissue called the retina. It's not flashy, no one talks about it, but it's the silent keeper of your sight. Steady, faithful, and unnoticed. Without it, you can't see a smile, you can't read a handwritten letter, you can't walk steadily into a sunset. After 70, that layer starts to weaken, not because we're getting old, but because tiny damage has been building up every day. Low blood flow, not enough oxygen, free radicals like invisible rust quietly attacking. And the scariest part? The retina feels no pain, no warnings, no alarms. It just fades quietly, silently. And then one morning you wake up and can't quite read your daughter's text, or the headlights on the road glare so brightly. You hesitate to drive, but here's the thing. What's kept me going after 30-plus years in this field is believing that small things, truly small daily things, can protect what matters most. Your retina may be getting weaker, but you can make it stronger, not with fancy medications, not with invasive treatments, but with the right knowledge. And a few simple changes each day. Right after this, I'll show you what's quietly harming your retina and three little friends, probably sitting in your kitchen right now. That could be silently protecting your eyes every single day. We can't stop time, but we can slow down the fading of the light in our eyes. If we begin today, your vision doesn't just fade with age. It fades when we forget to nourish it from within. There's something I often hear from my older patients. "Doc, I guess my eyes are getting blurry because, well, I'm just getting old." And I get it. Most of us grew up believing that. Aging means blurry eyes. Dry eyes, tired eyes. But I want you to try thinking about it a little differently. Maybe your eyes aren't just aging. Maybe they're running low. Maybe they're starving for what they need. You wouldn't let your heart run on low blood. You wouldn't let your lungs go without oxygen. So why do we think our eyes, working hard all day, every day, can keep going without any extra care? Your retina is one of the most active tissues in your body. It needs a steady stream of oxygen-rich blood to fuel those light-sensitive cells, anti-inflammatory and antioxidant support to fight off damage, specific nutrients, omega-3s, luteins, zeaxanthin, vitamin E, to rebuild and protect its structure. But here's the catch. After age 50, your ability to absorb these nutrients drops significantly. And on top of that, today's typical diet is missing many of the key nutrients your eyes depend on. One study, published in JAMA Ophthalmology, 2014, showed something striking. People who eat diets rich in antioxidants and omega-3s have up to 35% lower risk of macular degeneration, compared to those who don't get enough of these nutrients. I remember an older gentleman named Daniel, 76 years old. Blurry vision. Had to squint to read the newspaper, he told me. I eat normal, Doc. But his normal meant white bread, cold cuts, white rice, barely any vegetables, not a trace of omega-3, no lutein, no zinc. So we started with something simple. We added a few seeds, more dark green veggies, cut back on the processed stuff. And 6 weeks later, he told me, I don't have to lean in to read the paper anymore, and my eyes, they're not as tired as they used to be. Have you ever felt that way? Trying to read a text, but the letters blur. Standing in the grocery store, squinting at price tags, driving home in the evening, the headlights looking like flashes of lightning. If so, just remember, it's not always about getting older. Sometimes it's your body quietly whispering, please, feed me. Here's the good news. You don't have to overhaul your entire diet. You don't need a dozen pills. Sometimes just one spoonful of tiny seeds in the morning can make a real difference in how your eyes feel and function. And now, I want to introduce you to one of those quiet little miracles. Chia seeds, a small friend, but a mighty helper for your retina. Chia seeds, a morning dew for eyes that feel dried and tired. There are some things in life so small, we barely notice them until one day we realize those small things were quietly keeping us well all along. Chia seeds don't look like much. Tiny black specks, no smell, no taste, but for your eyes, especially after 60, they're like fresh morning, dew falling on a field cracked by the sun. I once had a patient named Edna, 76 years old. A tidy woman, ate well, took care of herself, but every afternoon, her eyes would sting, dry out. Sometimes burn so badly she couldn't keep them open. We didn't do anything complicated. I simply said, starting tomorrow, add 1 spoonful of soaked chia seeds to your breakfast. She looked at me skeptical. That's it. I nodded. That's it. Just be consistent. 3 weeks later, she came back, smiling, Doctor, I haven't touched artificial tears in a week. My eyes, they feel awake again, like someone opened the windows and let in the breeze. Here's what most people don't know. Chia seeds are one of the purest plant sources of omega-3, specifically ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, inside your body. ALA converts into anti-inflammatory compounds that help calm the retina and improve blood flow to the back of your eyes, an area that often becomes oxygen-starved after 70. They also contain lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 eye-protecting nutrients you'd normally find in expensive supplements. But here, they're tucked quietly into that 1 spoonful each morning. And there's something else, something subtle but powerful. When soaked in water, chia seeds create a natural gel coating. That gel acts like a biological moisture shield inside your body, helping to keep not just your gut hydrated, but also your tear film, the protective layer over your eyes. So if you often feel dry, gritty eyes in the afternoon, if you blink more often, or rub your eyes toward the end of the day, chia can feel like a cool mist brushing gently across your cornea, softening the harshness that comes with age. How do you use them? It's simple. Take 1 teaspoon of chia seeds, soak them in warm water for 15 to 30 minutes. Drink it as is. Or add it to your morning oatmeal, a smoothie, or yogurt. They have no flavor, no smell. They just blend in and get to work. But one important note, chia seeds absorb a lot of water if you eat them dry. Or don't drink enough fluid. You might feel bloated, so start small, 1 spoonful a day. Listen to your body, and if you're taking blood thinners, Please talk to your doctor first, just to be safe. I always tell my patients, you don't have to do something big to take care of your eyes. Just go back to the small things and do them each day. With patience and care. Chia is one of those small things. Not fancy, not flashy, but faithful. And if Chia is the morning dew for your retina, then Flaxseeds, the next friend I'll share with you, are the silent guardian of your macula, the part of your eye that helps you read books, recognize faces, and catch that golden glow at sunset. That story I'll tell you right after this. Flaxseeds, the silent guardian of your central vision. Have you ever been reading a book, maybe one you truly love, and suddenly the words begin to melt on the page like water? Or maybe you're looking at someone you care about, and their face doesn't quite come into focus anymore, like there's a foggy film on the lens of your life. That's not just weak eyes. That's your macula, the small center of your retina, quietly asking for help. It's the part of your eye that lets you read fine print, see your grandchild smile, catch sunlight dancing on the lake. It's no bigger than a tiny pea. But if you lose it, you lose the ability to see the details that make life rich. I remember Mr. Harold, 74 years old, a retired history teacher. He said, I can't read the names of old friends on Facebook anymore. Everything has this soft haze. Not painful, just sad. When we checked his eyes, his macula had early signs of degeneration. Not too late, but no longer early. I asked about his diet, and like so many people, he had no idea that certain foods can nourish the macula from within. So let me introduce you to one of them, flax seeds. They might seem plain and ordinary, but they hold a powerful secret. Flax seeds are one of the richest plant-based sources of ALA, a type of omega-3, even more concentrated than chia seeds. And ALA is like fuel for your macula. It calms inflammation, supports the light-sensing cells, and helps sharpen the signals sent from your eye to your brain. In simple terms, the more ALA in your system, the better your macula can defend itself from blue light, UV rays, and aging. But there's one important thing I need you to remember. You must grind flax seeds. If you eat them whole, they'll pass right through you. Unabsorbed, untouched, useless. Use a coffee grinder. Or buy pre-ground flaxseed and store it in the fridge to keep it fresh. Just 1 teaspoon in the morning. That's enough to begin. That's exactly what I told Mr. Harold. Just add a spoonful of ground flaxseed to his morning yogurt. A month later, he came back and said, I'm not sure if my vision is better, but my eyes feel more relaxed, less squinting, and I can read the paper in the afternoon without the glare bothering me. And then he said something I'll never forget. For the first time in years, I feel like I'm truly taking care of my eyes. And there's more. Flax seeds also contain lignans, a rare type of antioxidant. They fight off the junk particles, the free radicals, that silently damage your macular cells. They're like tiny doormen, keeping decay from sneaking past the gate. And here's something most folks don't realize. When your gut is healthy, your eyes are too. Flax seeds feed the good bacteria in your gut, which helps lower overall inflammation, including in your retina. To me, flax seeds are like the quiet protectors of the light within us. Not flashy, not loud, but faithful. Every spoonful you add to your breakfast is a small act of love for the eyes that have carried your gaze for decades. And if flax seeds protect your macula, then the next friend I want to share, sunflower seeds. can help you with something many older adults struggle with every evening. That tired, burning, scratchy feeling that makes you want to just shut your eyes tight. Coming up next, I'll tell you how 1 spoonful of sunflower seeds each afternoon can help restore the soft, easy comfort in your eyes you thought was long gone. Sunflower seeds, a gentle shield for your tired eyes in the afternoon. Have you ever noticed your eyes feel more tired as the day wears on? Not exactly painful, not exactly blurry, just a quiet sting, a bit of grittiness. The light suddenly feels too harsh. You squint at the TV. You hesitate to drive as the sun begins to set. And sometimes, you just want to close your eyes, as if they're begging for protection. I call it the silent fatigue of aging eyes. In hundreds of conversations with patients over 70, I've seen the same pattern. It's not that they can't see. It's that their eyes are tired. Like an old friend who's worked too hard for too long, without anyone asking how they're doing. I remember Joyce, 79 years old, lived alone. Still drove herself to church every Wednesday. She came in and told me, "Doctor, I don't dare drive at 5 p.m. anymore. It feels like my eyes are being pulled from behind. Not quite pain, just pressure. And every time I read for a while, there's this thin film across my vision." After examining her, I knew it wasn't a major eye disease. It was mild dry eye, oxidative stress in the retina, and a lack of the healthy fats needed to support her tear film. So here's what I told her: sunflower seeds. You might think of them as a childhood snack. Crunchy, salty, something to nibble during a ball game. But in the world of nutritional medicine, sunflower seeds are a hidden treasure, especially for aging eyes. They're packed with vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects retinal cells from light damage, aging, and environmental stress. Every day, your eyes absorb blue light from screens, LED lamps, or the sun, and if they're not shielded, those light-sensing cells get burned down, slowly, silently. Vitamin E acts like a gentle armor, not flashy, not dramatic, but strong enough to slow the wear and tear. That's not all. Sunflower seeds also contain healthy monounsaturated fats, selenium, magnesium, and a natural touch of zinc, all of which help keep your eyes moist, support your tear film, and nourish the tiny blood vessels that deliver oxygen to your retina. So if your eyes feel dry, itchy, like sand in the corners every afternoon, chances are your tear layer is thinning out. And part of that comes from a lack of healthy fats and antioxidants in your diet. For Joyce, I suggested something simple. Add a spoonful of unsalted, shelled sunflower seeds to her afternoon yogurt, or sprinkle them on a salad, or blend them into her favorite smoothie. 3 weeks later, she came back and her eyes looked different. "I don't see that hazy film anymore," she said, "and for the first time in ages. I drove home at sunset without squinting." What I want you to remember is this: not everyone needs a prescription. Not everyone has to change everything. Sometimes just one small handful of sunflower seeds a day can be your quiet way of saying thank you to the eyes that have carried your gaze through a lifetime. But like everything in natural healing, nutrition is just one piece of the puzzle. Your eyes also need rest, quality sleep, and gentle care. Like an old friend who just wants to be held for a moment. In the next part of our journey, I'll show you 3 everyday habits that silently damage aging vision, and simple ways to reverse them, starting from how you live each day. So stay with me, because what I'll share next may change the way you see the world in the years ahead. Sleep, the unspoken nutrient for your aging eyes. Have you ever found yourself tossing and turning in the middle of the night, lying on your side, eyes fluttering. Your eyes feel heavy, your head foggy, and yet, sleep just won't come. And then, the next morning, you wake up with stinging, burning eyes, like your eyes, too, went through a sleepless night. I want you to pause and consider this each night. In the stillness of sleep, your eyes aren't just resting, they're healing. That's not poetry, that's physiology backed by science. Your retina, your macula, your optic nerves, they're hard at work from dawn till dusk, receiving light, processing images, adjusting focus, reacting to brightness, millions of micro tasks every single hour. And sleep, especially deep sleep, is when your retina finally gets to repair. A study published in Sleep Medicine Reviews revealed those who sleep less than 6 hours a night have significantly higher rates of dry eye, reduced tear production, and a greater risk of chronic eye fatigue. In contrast, people who sleep well have healthier retinas and better macular recovery after bright light exposure. I remember one of my patients, Mr. Walter, 81 years old. He told me his eyes always felt red, gritty, and tired all day long. We tried adjusting his diet. We added eye-friendly seeds, even eye drops, but nothing seemed to work. Finally, I asked, "How many hours do you sleep each night?" He hesitated. "I usually wake around 3 a.m. I can't sleep well, maybe 4 or 5 hours max." I didn't prescribe a sleeping pill. Instead, I gently suggested a simple routine: go to bed at the same time, turn off bright lights early, no coffee after lunch, maybe a little classical music before bed. 3 weeks later, he came back. His eyes were no longer red. He wasn't blinking constantly, and he said something I won't forget. "I think I gave my eyes a gift just by going to bed on time." We often chase miracle pills, but forget that our bodies already know how to heal, if only we allow them to. Sleep is the most natural, most sustainable, and most powerful remedy we have, not just for your heart, not just for your brain, but especially for your eyes. Every night when you close your eyes, your retina flushes out oxidative waste. Exhausted cells get repaired. Tear glands are revived. If you often stay up late, sleep poorly, or sleep too little, please don't dismiss it. It's not just one bad night. Just 7-8 hours of quality sleep each night can make your eyes feel calmer, clearer, and more refreshed in ways no eye supplement can offer. We often talk about caring for our heart, our memories, but your eyes, they're part of your heart's window to the world. They deserve to rest, to be cherished, to recover, and once you begin to sleep better, that's when your eyes stop just surviving and start seeing the world with peace again. But sleep alone isn't enough. There's something else, something familiar, something so common that silently strains your eyes' blood vessels every single day. It's salt, not because it's evil, but because we've grown so used to using too much of it. In the next part, I'll show you the quiet connection between salty foods and swelling in the eye, and how one tiny change may help your retina finally breathe again. Cutting back on salt when your eyes just need room to breathe. We grew up with salt, rice with fish sauce, stews full of rich flavor. Food didn't taste right unless it was deeply seasoned. I get it, because I was raised the same way. And many of my patients, even those with high blood pressure or heart problems, often say, "Doctor, I just can't enjoy food when it's bland." But here's what most people don't know. Salt, specifically sodium, doesn't just affect your heart or kidneys. It affects your eyes. Your body has millions of tiny blood vessels, and some of the most delicate ones sit right behind your eyes. The retina needs steady blood flow, gentle pressure, and soft, elastic vessels to function properly. But when you eat too much salt, water is drawn into your bloodstream right arrow, increasing pressure throughout your circulatory system. And guess what? The tiny vessels in your eyes suffer first. Picture a peaceful stream. Then imagine a storm raises the water, speeds up the flow, and floods the banks. The plants nearby, they start to wither, suffocated by the excess. That's what's happening in your retinal vessels when sodium overwhelms them. I remember Miguel, 68, originally from a large Latin family. He came in complaining of mild swelling under his eyes. No redness, no pain, just a constant heaviness. It felt like water behind the eyes, he said. There was no serious disease, but his blood pressure was creeping up. And his diet, full of sodium, well above what's recommended for seniors. I didn't tell him to quit everything. Just to try this, cut the salt in your stews by half, replace fish sauce with low-sodium soy sauce, use more herbs. Black pepper, lemon, let the flavors shine without the salt. According to the American Heart Association, seniors over 60 should aim for less than 500 mg of sodium per day. That's less than 2-3 of a teaspoon of salt. And a study in Ophthalmology Journal found that reducing salt intake was linked to less macular edema and lower rates of chronic dry eye, especially in those over 65. A month later, Miguel came back and said, "I didn't expect this, but my eyes feel lighter, like I took a weight off the back of them, and honestly, the food wasn't as bad as I thought without all that salt. It actually tastes cleaner, fresher." We often say, "I'm just eating what tastes right." But sometimes, what tastes right to your tongue isn't right for your blood vessels and your eyes. With their tiny, thread-thin capillaries, just need you to take it down a notch. A little less salt can ease the pressure, the swelling, the slow, silent damage. Vision doesn't fade overnight, it slips away. One unmindful meal at a time, and one day, your weary eyes may whisper, "I've worked for you all your life. Have you ever let me rest, let me breathe?" But salt isn't the only quiet culprit. There's another habit, quiet, persistent, and more dangerous, because it comes from something we think is productive. Overusing our eyes without giving them a break. In the next part, I'll show you how one simple habit, just 5 minutes a day, can ease the constant strain on your vision and help your eyes finally relax again. Eye relaxation, letting your eyes breathe like a resting heartbeat. Have you ever felt like your eyes were holding onto a tight string, tense, tired, as if reading just one more sentence might make that string snap, but still, you keep reading, keep watching, pushing through that show or that email, even when your eyes are quietly saying, "I just need a moment." I call it mechanical eye fatigue. There's no bleeding, no redness, no inflammation. But deep inside, the eye muscles, the ciliary muscles, the ocular rings, the tiny fibers adjusting your lens, are stuck in contraction, and just like any other muscle in your body, when it doesn't get to rest, it starts to ache silently. You have over 600 muscles, but just a small handful around your eyes. The orbicularis, superior oblique, inferior oblique, rectus muscles are working almost non-stop. They help you glance side to side, focus near and far, adjust to light. And here's the problem, they almost never get a break. You rest your feet after walking, You rest your hands after carrying things, but your eyes, they only rest when your whole body gives out. I had a patient named Lily, 71, lived alone. A passionate reader, she told me. I read for hours, but by evening the words, they start to wobble. Not blurry, just ripplings like waters. I didn't prescribe her anything. I taught her a simple routine, 5 minutes of daily eye relaxation. No gadgets, no cost, just your hands and a bit of stillness. I told her, sit comfortably. Gently cup your palms over your closed eyes, don't press. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, in through the nose, out through the mouth, with every breath. Imagine your eyes, softening, like a calm lake at dusk. Just 5 minutes a day, to relax the muscles, improve blood flow, lower intraocular tension, but most of all to send a message to your brain, I'm being taken care of. Sometimes, healing doesn't come from a pill. It comes from stillness, a pause, a moment of quiet apology to the eyes we've asked too much of, without ever letting them rest. 2 weeks later, Lily returned. She said, I still read doctor, but now I make a daily appointment with my eyes. I give them 5 minutes, and they've stopped making me squint. You don't need yoga. You don't need 30-minute meditation sessions. Just turn off the screen. Close your eyes and breathe deeply for 5 minutes. Maybe after lunch. Maybe before turning on the TV at night. You choose the time, but keep the habit. Because just like your heart needs slow rhythms to heal, your eyes need moments too. Breathe. We've walked a journey together, from nourishing your eyes naturally, to restoring them through sleep, to thoughtful eating and daily rhythms of care. But now, I want to invite you to take a gentle pause, to look at everything you do each day, and choose just one small habit, to restart your relationship with your eyes. In the final part, I'll help you bring all of these little pieces together into one gentle weekly rhythm. No pressure, no overwhelmed, just a simple routine your eyes will feel and thank you for. A note just for you, who's embracing life after 50 with grace. Dear friend, we've come to the end of a gentle but meaningful journey, where each spoonful of seeds, each quiet minute of rest, and each night of good sleep carried more weight than we might have imagined, especially for the eyes that have served you faithfully through a lifetime. And maybe, just maybe, you're asking yourself right now, can a spoon of chia seeds in the morning really make a difference? Can 5 quiet minutes with my eyes closed truly protect my vision? At this age, is there still something I can do for my eyes? And the answer I want to give you from the heart is yes. Yes, if you start today. Yes, if you stay consistent even with the smallest habit. Yes, if you believe that your body is still listening to every act of care you offer it. Light bulb, let's gently recall what we've discovered together. Your retina, that thin, fragile layer, is your window to the people and places you love. Chia flaxseed, sunflower seeds, they're not trendy tricks. They are powerful nourishment to soothe inflammation. Moisturize and protect your macula. Sleep is not just rest, it's healing for your eyes every single night. Cutting back on salt isn't just for your heart. It gives your eyes space to breathe. And 5 quiet minutes of eye relaxation each day, that's you whispering to your eyes, I'm here, I haven't forgotten you. Folded hands, I'm truly grateful you stayed with me to the end of this video. It tells me that you care about your health, that you want to live intentionally, deeply, and lovingly, with this body that's aging. Yes, but still worthy of care. I can't walk the road for you, but I can share this truth. After working with hundreds of people over 50, it's never too late to begin caring for yourself. You don't need to be perfect, just consistent. And you don't need to do it alone. We're in this together. Direct hit so. Where will you begin? With one spoonful of chia seeds tomorrow morning. A meal with a little less salt today. Or maybe, just maybe, 5 minutes of stillness. Eyes closed in one slow, loving breath. Backhand index pointing right. Choose just one thing, just one. Start today. And if, after a few weeks, you're still feeling eye strain or dryness, please don't hesitate to speak with a specialist. Your health deserves the right care, deserves early care. Speech balloon, I would love to hear from you. What touched you most in today's video? Have you tried any of these habits before, or are you just starting something today? Backhand index pointing right. Share it in the comments below. I read everyone, and who knows? Your story might be the one that inspires someone else. Seedling, and if you found this helpful, please hit subscribe so you don't miss what's next on Vigor Without Age. A place where I share natural, steady, sustainable ways to feel well, live joyfully, and grow deeper with every year beyond 50. Movie camera in the next videos. We'll explore memory, deeper sleep, heart-healthy meals, and the little things that truly matter in this beautiful season of life. May you, and the eyes that have seen so much with you, always feel clear, light, and lovingly cared for. Wishing you health, peace, joy, and just the right amount of good fortune. On this journey of caring for yourself, thank you deeply, and I'll see you again in the next video from Vigor Without Age.